This is Pete from Green Ridge Outdoor Adventures. I recently bought an Ascend H12 hybrid kayak from Bass Pro Shops. And in this video, I'll show you all the modifications I've made to it thus far. The Ascend H12 is a hybrid kayak that has the characteristics of both a canoe and a kayak. And it has plenty of places to mount and anchor things or modify its design. So this is an overview of all the modifications I've made so far. The great thing about the H12 is all the flat gunnels and areas on this kayak that allow you to mount all types of things. So I'm going to go through all the different mods that I've made. This is my favorite mod, of course, Green Ridge Outdoor Adventures logo right next to the H12 logo. The H12 has these built-in gear tracks, one in front, two on the side. To me, they're a little bit too close to the actual cockpit area, so they ended up being over the area that I paddle. And so I had originally thought about putting some back here, but then I would be leaning my elbow on it when I wasn't paddling. Same for this side. So then I thought, well, I'm going to put it up here in front of these tracks. So that's what I did. These are 4-inch Yak Attack gear tracks, and let me show you how I put those on. When you open up the little package here where the track was connected, it comes with these bolts, nuts, and washers, and there's some instructions there. But it looks like it takes an 11/64 or a 3/16 drill bit, some marine sealant, which I'll be doing, and a 3/32 hex key. Decided to put this gear track a little bit closer to the edge of the kayak. This part right here is, as you can see the camera move, it's a little flimsy. So I think this will keep it and give it a little bit more rigidity over here the closer I put it to this corner here. All right, so I have the first hole drilled here. So now I'm just going to take a Sharpie and put it in, mark my hole, and then I'll know where to drill. Here's the bolt and the locking nut, and then the washer here that comes with it that will go in each of the 3 holes. I also got this socket here that will help me underneath to when I tighten it. Another thing that I'm going to do is apply some marine sealant to each one of these holes. That way it will hopefully keep out any water that gets up here on the deck. This is one of the silicones that I have. It's 30-minute rain ready. It's no blemish, low odor, 100% silicone. It's GE Supreme Silicone, 100% waterproof, freeze-proof, sun-proof. Got this at Home Depot. The other one I have that I didn't realize I had is a DAP Ultra Clear. This is clearer than silicone, waterproof. So I've used both of these. Anyways, just want to let you know this is what I'm using. I'm just going to put some silicone on each one of these. Got all 3 of the bolts in the track, so I'm just pushing down on this, just kind of force them in a little bit by hand. Some of the silicone just kind of came out through the top here, so I'm just going to clean that up a little bit, and then I'll tighten at the top with the hex key. It's all installed now. It was a little messy because of the silicone, but it's all cleaned up now, and I'm going to put the paddle holder on. On one of the 4-inch gear tracks, I've got this paddle holder. It's A-Tader, A-T-A-D-R, and I'll show you the link below in the description. It just slides on here, and then it tightens down. I like this a lot because it gets it outside the cockpit. It's got these bungees here that go over the paddle once it's sitting in the cradle, and they kind of just store over here out of the way. But I did some research and found out that this pretty much is the exact same one as the Yak Attack double header. It just has a different logo right there and just screws on there. This does have the possibility of adding another type of mount, like a cup holder or some type of other camera mount. I just haven't gotten to that yet. But anyways, I really like having a paddle holder on my kayak because it just gets it out of the way. Two other modifications that I made to the H12 are these gear tracks in the back. They're the aluminum kind, and I'll put the link in the description of this video. So came up with the idea of a rod holder mount here in the pre-existing fishing rod holders. So these tracks will act as a way to anchor that camera mount, and it will also serve as a camera mount itself. For my forward-facing camera, I've got this Railblaza 600 with the R-Lock at the top. It's the boom arm 600, and I have it attached to the gear track at the bottom. This has the Hero 8 in it right now, but usually I'm using the 11 here. And you can see it's got that special pin there that allows you to hook to it. And this is also a metal mount that I bought too as well, right, this part right here, just so there aren't any weak points. Like if this was plastic and everything else was metal, this part right here would be a fail point. So this is all metal except for the R-Lock there. This is the gear track loader. It's got the double point of contact here, so you can tighten that. It's got the U-Lock as well system. Ends up being more of an over-the-shoulder shot, and I really like that in conjunction with the front camera up there that's rear-facing. So got these tie downs on Amazon. They're stainless steel tie downs. I like them a lot. And so just so I can have a way to tether the camera in case something happens to the pole. So really like this setup for forward-facing shots. Up front, I'm using my GoPro Hero 8 for rear-facing camera. I usually put that on slow motion, or at least 60 frames per second, just so I can slow down some footage. But I've used the existing track here. This is the Railblaza mini port track mount, and I have a pin here where you can attach it to a tie down. So you know, you always want to tether your cameras when possible. And the Railblaza is really nice because it allows you to lock things. You can easily move it up and down. And I'll link the Railblaza mount down below in the description, and I'll put this tether in there as well. What I really like about the Railblaza system is the star port. This is the mini port track mount, and this is the Starport track loader. This one right here has two ways to screw it down, and this one has the one where you just unscrew it like this and it releases. But you can see here, this one has the U-Lock system where you unlock it here, you're able to put the pole or R-Lock in, and then you just lock it in like that. The other thing that's good about this system too is that it has these locks here. So there's a little diagram here where it says if you push it to the left, you're unlocking it, and then if you're pushing it to the right, that's locked. So there's a mechanism inside that you can probably see that allows you to input there, and then you can lock it in. So I have the R-Lock here. I love the R-Lock. You can see here's the lock and unlock here. This one here locks if you pull it down. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah. So if you pull it down, it is locked. If you push it up, you can rotate it. There's rotation here this way, and then here's another lock too that allows you to unlock it and rotate the bottom part. So you can see there's the star. So in order to put it in these mounts here, you have to do the unlock. It shows you little arrows on there. Place it in, push it in harder, and then you push that, and it's not going anywhere. So push that to unlock it, and then you just release it. For this one, you have to unlock it first. So this side all the way to the left means unlock. Just press it in. It will go in there, and then it's locked. So it's not going anywhere. So to remove this from the track, you just unscrew these, pull it off. There's it. And then for this one, you just unscrew the entire bottom part, and it comes out here. You can see how it goes into the track there. This is the final mod that I've done. I use some PVC pipe, and I'll link the video above, but this is PVC pipe, I've used a locking pin here, and this is an existing metal monopod that I had, and it actually raised up. I'll show you in a second, but this is an existing fishing rod holder that I used. If you look down here below, there's a bolt with a wing nut and washer. So I drilled a hole all the way through the fishing rod holder and the PVC pipe that's inserted inside. So what it does is it keeps it from rocking back and forth. So this is what I use for my 360 camera, the 360 GoPro Max, to get all kinds of cool 360 video and photos to use for our trips, footage, and upload to Google Maps. So again, check out the video. I did a pretty in-depth video on how I made it. Really pleased with how it turned out, and it's going to work out pretty nice. So this is the pole extended. This is about as far as I can get it to where I can actually reach it. If not, I just release this one bottom tab here, and then it will come down a little bit to where I can adjust it or make changes. But using the GoPro app helps a lot too, so you don't have to adjust it. But I don't plan on doing any kind of full time power for this 360 camera. What I do is I just turn it on and use voice commands to either capture
GoPro
video
capture
or photos.